And I believe she's alive, and I would much rather be able to tell Mr. Reed that his wife is wanted for embezzlement than that she is missing in my county and we've discovered her body. Either way, it's not a good ending to this.
Now, it has been more than 6 months since Linda Reed was last seen. The Copiah County Sheriff believes that passage of time may make it even harder to find her. Reporting in Copiah County, Megan West, 16 WAPT News.
The sheriff says one of Reed's ex-husbands told him he believes she may be hiding in Mexico because she has always liked that country, but he says they have no clue where she is at this point. This is new at 5. Jail staff are reviewing surveillance video to see who started a fire inside the Warren County Jail. Deputies had to transfer 18 inmates to Rankin County after inmates set some sheets and paper on fire in a cell block. Deputies were able to douse the flames quickly, but one inmate needed treatment for smoke inhalation. Traffic is moving again tonight after an 18-wheeler slammed into 2 utility poles at a busy Pearl intersection. Power was knocked out near the Heart of Pearl Shopping Center on Bearderman Road off Highway 80.
That's what I thought was the power line.
Well, James Wilson says he was driving his Estes Company 18-wheeler when he made a turn and his big rig caught some drooping lines. Those lines snapped 2 poles and the lines were draped over his truck. They were phone lines, actually. They were not power lines, so no one was hurt.
No, it's not the driver's fault that these things have sagged that far down. Just one of those unfortunates.
Well, the roads around the shopping center were closed for hours as crews resuspended those lines and replaced those snapped poles. In less than an hour, the Jackson City Council is expected to vote on a $90 million water system upgrade. Project leaders say the upgrade will replace the city's water meters and nearly 2 miles of sewer lines. The plan also calls for repairs for the city's 2 water plants. Police have not charged a man for a double shooting over the weekend. 22-year-old Jimmy Rainey turned himself in for the shooting on Delmar Street in Jackson. Police say the 2 men were armed when Rainey shot them. Rainey claims they were confronting him about a previous fight. Jarvis Lewis died from his injuries at UMC. Doctors treated Damian Lewis for a gunshot wound to the shoulder. The case will now go to a grand jury for review. Copiah County deputies say a suspect in a Hazelhurst motel murder was caught in Nevada. Cedric Jordan will be extradited from Las Vegas to face charges for the murder of Katie Dillon. Deputies found Dillon's body inside a room at Hilltop Motel in May. The sheriff believes Jordan, who goes by the name Doug, knew Dillon, but he won't say whether the two were in a relationship. The Yazoo County Sheriff now says a man found dead in a ditch is a homicide victim. Deputies recovered the body of Ronald Malone yesterday along Big Mound Road in Bentonia. The sheriff says Malone had multiple stab wounds. MBI is heading up the investigation. No arrests have been made.
We can't say what it is right now. As it was a homicide, there's no charges been made, but we do have a body that have stab wounds to the body.
The coroner says he's not ready to release the cause of death. Also in Yazoo County, deputies say they're treating the death of a toddler as a homicide. Investigators say 1-year-old Kylie Jennings was at a babysitter's last week when someone called for help. The child was taken to a hospital, then later flown to UMC. Jennings died Saturday from head injuries. No charges have been filed. A judge set bond at $2 million for a Gulfport man charged with 2 kidnappings. Terry Slater was arrested after he allegedly tried to kidnap a girl Sunday who was able to escape. He's also charged with kidnapping a 14-year-old girl who was reportedly forced into a church van. House Speaker John Boehner made a trip to Jackson, but he didn't stay here long. We're told Speaker Boehner was here for a quick fundraising event. Pearl Police escorted him from Jackson Medgar Wiley Evers International Airport last night to his hotel. Then 5 agencies escorted him today to the Jackson Country Club for that event. No word who he was fundraising for. It is a big night in the race for the White House. President Obama and Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney meet in their second debate. The stakes could not be higher. 16 WAPT Sally Kidd is live in Hempstead, New York with a preview for us. Sally.
Well, good evening, Stephanie. The round 2 showdown is going to take place in this arena behind me at Hofstra University. It's a town hall style format, and that really changes the dynamics of the debate. The pressure is on, big time. With polls putting the race in a dead heat, tonight's matchup could be a make-or-break moment for either side. Both candidates arrived in New York after several days of intensive debate prep.
This is the only debate in which both of them will get questions about anything, foreign policy, domestic policy, economic policy, and they're coming from voters directly.
For President Obama, tonight is about redemption. Advisors say he needs to deliver a strong performance after a weak showing in round one.
He understands you have to put the choice in front of people. He understands he's got to, and he'll explain sort of where we've been, in this economic calamity, where we want to go to continue to strengthen our economy and keep us on that path forward.
For Republican Mitt Romney, it's all about building on the momentum he generated after that first debate.
Like Mitt Romney just has to be Mitt Romney. You can't worry too much about what the other person's going to do. The president's in a corner. His poll numbers are sagging. He's not doing as well with women. The economy's sour.
Analysts say the town hall format could be tricky, and the candidates will need to strike the right balance to connect with voters without turning them off.
They'll both be getting up, walking over to the questioners. They need to be friendly and substantive without being aggressive. Pointed but not aggressive.
And that town hall audience will be made up of about 80 undecided voters. Should have enough time for 12 of them to pose their questions directly to the candidates. Live in Hempstead, New York, Sally Kidd, 16 WAPT News. Stephanie.
Well, Sally, what else can you tell us about those audience members and how they were chosen for this debate?
Well, they're all residents of Nassau County, New York, which is where this is taking place. They were chosen by the Gallup polling organization. Gallup says essentially they chose voters at random, called them up, asked them a series of questions to determine whether they are uncommitted voters. And if they met certain criteria, then they were allowed to participate. Back to you.
Okay, Sally Kidd, thank you so much. Well, a lot of college students are making time to tune in for this debate. 16 WAPT's Aaron Kelly is live at Tougaloo College, where students have a lot of interest in what's said tonight. Aaron.
Good evening, Stephanie. We are outside of Woodworth Chapel at Tougaloo, and this is where MSU poli-sci professor K.C. Morrison is going to have a discussion tonight about President Obama and the African American agenda. Later, students will meet across campus at Holmes Hall to watch the debate and discuss it. We also stop by Mississippi College, where college Republicans will have a watch party on their campus. Many people saying tonight that this debate has a huge impact on this election. Live at Tougaloo College, Aaron Kelly, 16 WAPT News.
Well, Aaron, of course, you've been talking to some students. What are the key issues that they want to hear tonight?
Well, Stephanie, these are college students, so it may not surprise you. They want to hear about jobs, also student loans, Stephanie. We'll have more on them coming up at 6.
Very obvious. All right, Aaron Kelly, thank you so much. And again, 16 WAPT is your source for the second presidential debate. It's at Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York, as you saw. You can watch it at 8 right here on 16 WAPT. We'll also stream that debate live on WAPT.com. You can also chat about the debate on our website. And don't forget to download our app to keep you up to date on the race for the White House. Just search for Commitment 2012 on your smartphone or iPad, then click 16 WAPT. That election app has everything you need to know before Election Day. The world's average temperature for September tied the warmest on record for the month. According to NOAA's National Climatic Data Center, the combined land and ocean surface temperature for the world was 61.3 degrees. That ties with the previous warmest September set back in 2005. Jackson's average monthly temperature was close to average. All right, David, let's check in with you now. You are keeping an eye on Rafael tonight.
That's right. We talked about this last week, that we thought a storm would form. It has. Boy, I tell you what, Stephanie, it's moving to the north-northeast at 30 miles an hour, and that's what happens this time of the year. Those westerlies pick it up and move it, and it is moving quickly past Bermuda here now, and it'll be dying in the central Atlantic. So, another named storm and another storm not affecting the United States. We have another cold front headed this way, and find out what's in store for our weather with that coming up.
Plus, a popular snack causing problems for many schools, why some are banning it. And the Secretary of State is talking about the deadly attack at the consulate in Libya. You're watching 16 WAPT live at 5.
The Associated Press Best Newscast in Mississippi and an Emmy Award for Best Newscast in the Southeast region. This is 16 WAPT News, the one to watch.